Hello and welcome to a video all about a car called Prince Andrew. A car once owned by a man called Richard, then owned by a man called me, then by Boaty, then by me. On Thursday this week, this car will be going in for MOT next door. To be precautionary, I've jacked at the back. I'm going to have a look at the rear wheel bearings, rear trailing arms as well, because they're prone to go. Check there's no rot, have a look at the brake lines, etc. before moving back onto the front, where it all looks to be okay actually. Now the reason this car is jacked up with the wheel off is because it's just had a new part fitted for its MOT. And that's because Neil, also known as the very nice man, is he's buying it.
I bought all the supporting mods to do it. Already done it.
Currently all four wheels only have two wheel nuts on, and that's quite simply because these wheels are going to get replaced. Sounds okay? Rolls freely. Yep, that's fine. Spring looks good. I'm going to see if I can fix the blowing exhaust on this. It's got a little bit of a hole right next to the flexi pipe. So Neil sent some stuff for me and I'm going to see if it'll work. Yeah, let's have a look at this thing. It's supposed to harden with the heat of the exhaust. The only thing is you don't get a great deal of heat from the exhaust of a diesel, do you? Let's do this. The date is now July the 4th, a day that people vote for political parties they don't entirely agree with, a day where Prince Andrew, also known as Andy Pandy, goes for MOT, but I need to change the wheels. I need to change the wheels on Andrew, or Rudy, or Roddy, or Andy Pandy, or whatever you want to call it. You call it what you like. Because that's an odd size to the rest of them. Now I could just look for another steel wheel that's a 14-inch instead. But even then they have different sizes, 185s, 175s, etc. And then it's got the wrong wheel nuts on, so I may as well make it look a bit more presentable by putting on a set of alloys. And here we have a set of alloy wheels that were on Nigel until yesterday. The wind is at any moment likely just to get up and cause chaos with this door just blowing all over the place. So I'm going to have to do it on the other side of the door. It's a constant battle with this door and the wind and not having enough space in between. Will the battery be good enough in this car now? The battery is good in this car, it's just that it's just not getting a chance to properly charge. That really suits those wheels. MOT ready. The clutch doesn't actually feel too bad on this actually. I mean, for what Neil has planned for it, then it does need replacing. So this car has failed its MOT, and the odd thing is that Neil already knew it was going to fail because he'd had a good look at it, but he didn't tell me. An MOT failure. Oh yes, the MOT man damned it all right. I don't think it's that bad a failure, and neither does Neil. And that's why it's going to have its work done. Brakes? Brakes. I only remembered actually, after the MOT failure that this is the car that Boaty and I did the brakes on, and they just wouldn't really work properly afterwards. Well, I mean, they did work, but we couldn't really entirely get rid of this soft pedal feel. I don't know why. Anyway, that's going to get sorted out because it's going to have brakes all round, which is a nice thing. Both rear trailing arms will be replaced next week at the garage. But besides that, it's not really too bad.
It's creeping slightly.
Sunday, the 21st of July, the continuing work on Prince Andrew. Neil is here, Sophie is here, and guess what? Carl is here as well. Fix it, Carl. He's turned up to do some work on another car for another video that you haven't seen just yet. Just down there we can see the bonnet up of Prince Andrew and Carl having a good gander as well. A right good old chin wag. If you can't enjoy yourself whilst you work, then you're probably best off just not enjoying yourself, because it won't work too well, will it? Anyway, so what we have so far are the front pads off that turn out to be a bit bent, and that's why they weren't working too well. He's taken off the suspension leg, refit a shock absorber, starting to put that together now, and very limited on time on a Sunday, but you know, we'll make the most of it. There's also tomorrow as well, so hopefully this car will be finished off and going in for its MOT tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Got written off. Oh, man. And, yeah, that was a good car.
Thumbs up, Carl! Thumbs up, Sophie! Would anybody dare put thumbs up, Neil?
Wait for that. Yeah, we'll be actually in a minute. If you don't think you're right, I'll do the top of the skin, not even attached. I can't believe this is classed as a fucking sale.
Right.
So it does go back on.
Off. Prince Andrew, almost MOT ready. Hello. Hello. Oh, there's somebody waiting outside. Almost MOT ready. With new brakes, messed about with caliper, and orange glove man here, making sure everything is sound. So we think everything for this car's MOT is complete now, and it should just go straight through. Unfortunately, it's not a matter of a retest because it's been too long. So it's going to have to go for a complete test, and hopefully MOT man will be in a good mood. Don't worry. Are you feeling confident, Neil?
No.
Why?
Nah, semi.
Semi? You've got
semi-confident.
semi. Randy! Yes, Randy. Meet Harry. Oh, yeah, Randy, that's its new name. So it's gone from Prince Andrew, which I called it, to Andy Pandy, which Boaty called it, to now Randy. Poor thing's going to have some sort of identity crisis. Hello. Oh, at last.
Fed up. Pissed off.
Time being used up kind of hanging around, waiting for the results of the MOT. Will Neil get his car through? Will it all work out in the end? Well, I don't know, because it's not in there having an MOT. It's waiting till 4 o'clock. At the moment, the Janet Data Jackson is in there having its MOT, so that Boaty can take it away. Trouble with that is it's left behind another car. So whatever the case here, there's still the same amount of cars in the yard. If Janet Data Jackson gets its MOT, then there's going to be another little move around in the yard. But that's kind of all irrelevant at the moment, because this video isn't about that car. This video is about Prince Andrew, Andy Pandy, or Randy from South Park. Anyway, Data Janet Jackson has passed its MOT with only a small advisory now on the rear suspension looking a bit crusty, which I know about. So I'm really pleased. That means that my welding has actually stood up to an MOT test. How about that? Bet you didn't expect that now, did you?
Yeah, from
Janet
the other day.
Data Jackson, finished, all welded up. Thing is, as well, the bit that I did on it, I did actually make a point of it not being that good, but none of them in the garage next door mention anything about it. Normally it would be take any opportunity. So either it's not that bad, or they just think it's so tragic it's not really worthwhile mentioning. Clockwise. Driving home from work now, having assisted Neil ever so slightly with the fix of this car by being there, and I've just been offered an incredible deal. I mean, a really very incredible deal that I'm going to tell you about in the next video. I'm not going to tell you about it in this one because it's, well, I mean, it's relevant in the same way that everything's relevant that goes on within the yard, but it's a new chapter. It's a new and unexpected chapter, and there's nothing quite like a bit of a cliffhanger, is there? But put it this way, I'm very happy about it. I'm also very surprised, and I think somebody's got a screw loose. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being channel members. Thank you for liking this video, if you have. If you've disliked it, you won't be watching this, because I know you'll just disliked it and clicked it back off. So, I'm not asked. I'll see you in the next one.